Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna bring up something that maybe you guys forgot about. I don't know, but I'm gonna show you. Let's see. Do we remember this magazine? Do we remember this? This is a 2014 edition of Knitting Traditions. And I have this, I have borrowed this from the author of that design right here. And that design is, let me get the name of it correctly, Fire and Rose Shawl by Galina Klimelva. Don't speak Russian. I'm not trying to massacre her name, but Galina is absolutely, there we go. Galina is absolutely amazing. And I have been so thrilled to have been an acquaintance with her, or an acquaintance with her currently. And I did borrow this. I've got to copy out the charts and everything so that I can continue on and get her back her magazine. But you can also order digital copies. It is still available. And now the advantage, I'm not going to lie, of a digital copy is you can do the 2025 version of a magnifying glass. You do that digital copy and you go like this, go wonk, and suddenly you can see that graph, right? That's how that works. And truthfully, what I do on a lot of these things, I will do that anyway. I would take a picture with my iPad and then expand it out to where I can see them on lots of the different charts. And it does state on here, I know a lot of things say, hey, don't use copies, don't do whatever, but it specifically states, yeah, go ahead and copy it. Charts may be photocopied for personal use. The charts for this project are available in PDF format at pieceworksmagazine.com/charts-illustrations. So there are ways to get these charts in larger format is what I'm getting at, because I'm just saying, I'm over 50 and a lot of us are. Okay, enough said. So here's the beautiful shawl that I have aspirations to make. And I could have jumped on the bandwagon and gone straight with the red, because I do have a red cone right there that coincidentally I actually did get from Galina. And I decided that I was going to, potentially play yarn chicken, because evidently I like that type of stress in my life. I grabbed this. This is Tibetan yak. And that just sounds like, that's not your everyday fiber. This is a luxury type of a fiber. And I've told this before, I had 3 of these. I had the green, I have a purple one, and I have a red one. And the purple and red are somewhere along with another skein of the green. And the reason I have 2 of the greens is I bought one of these in the Hank format. It wasn't all wound up nice and pretty. It was just kind of thrown in the bottom bin, but I knew what it was immediately for $2. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, everybody who is watching this, use your good stuff. We know why it ends up in Goodwill, the thrift store, the whatever, okay? People who sort through our stuff when we're not around any longer, they don't know. They don't have time. They don't have the energy. They got to get back to work. They don't know. And those skeins that we've been coveting, this yak, because trust me, I wound this one. And I had wanted to start something with it multiple times. And I just didn't know what would be luxury enough. That's not good enough. That's not pretty enough. That's not that. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's pretty enough. It's beautiful enough. And I'm using it. And that's why I went with the green, because, well, I like green anyway, and it goes with my hair and everything else. I like the autumn colors. And I like, look at how heathered that is. It's just the dimension in this. It's stunning. And I have 2 of them. There's 450 meters in this 50-gram little cake. 450 meters. The pattern calls for a whole lot more, and my piece will be as big as it is. It will be as big as it is. The cool thing what I liked about this, and the reason I picked this one, is Galina and I had already talked, and I want to make one of her pieces, and I want success with it. And this is an easy Orenburg piece. You're doing your patterning only on one side, and on the other side, you're just knitting. There's no purling in Orenburg lace. So it's an easier one to deal with as far as that goes. And with it going in this the shawl like this in the triangle, I've done that type of a thing before. So I've got one bit of lace that I'm working with going down and up each side. I'm not dealing with a bunch of different, they're called elements. I'm not dealing with a bunch of different elements. It's just one element per row I can do that. And I can put markers in, I can do what have you. This is a very doable pattern. Yes, it's a big shawl. You can make it as big as you want to. How big is mine going to be? As big as it is. Yes. Will it be as big as hers? Probably not. Will I care? Not at all. And the needles, I am using it's a 1.5, and that is a 2.5 millimeter needle. My socks, I use a 2.25 millimeter. Kind of gives you a little bit of an idea. And I am working on this, and I was so excited. Last time I showed it, I hadn't started the lace, and I'm getting tangled. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that fine yarn. Look at that. All right, it's so tiny. Look, it's just tiny. And I got my little 1.5, size 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needles. And I've got a marker here. I have that, and that is on the right side row. Galena, when you go to any of her classes or her events, that is what she uses a piece of yarn, right, with a red piece of thread yarn that she'll use. But my red is the right side. That's what it is. Red is right. Okay, there you go. So trust me, this is so fine. Look at this. Look how tiny that is. It is so fine. Trying to count the garter stitch ridges. Yeah, I can't. I'm at a loss. I am. Because I was trying to figure out how many more I need to do before I start the next lace section. I'm going to have to count the holes up the side. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. Because that's a little difficult. I think I've got 3 of them. That's tiny. That's really tiny. I'm just saying. And I can't do the magnifying thing with my stuff. You know what I mean? Take a picture. Well, I could. You know what? I really could. I could take a picture and go, how many do I have? Expand it out. I can't see it. I knit it. I don't know what I knit. I can't see it. I just did it. Talk about muscle memory for knitting, right? And I'm the same way with crochet, and I know a lot of you are too. Crochet was my first love. Started that when I was 10 years old, and my parents used to say that I could crochet in my sleep. Not quite true, but it sure did seem like it. So here I am on my beautiful lace. Look how tiny that is. Oh my gosh. My beautiful lace piece. And I have I've gotten into that first lace section right there. I'm doing the garter stitch again and getting into, I've got, I think another 3 or 4 rows. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. About that much more. Just about that much more. And then I get to start the next section of more lace, more pretty, beautiful pieces. But look how, let's see if I can get that to here. There we go. If I'm not in there, then I'll focus on the yarn. But look how tiny that is. And we can see I've gotten into that lace right through here. And how successful. Oh my gosh, it is so exciting. I was so excited. And I wanted to work on this, but, and I am working on it. Obviously, it's before the lace section, each row is 99 rows. 99. And the crazy part on that is if you're working on the One Love shawl, the mystery make along from Joji Locatelli, and you see it's like, okay, I've got this, and before finishing one of the clues, you're like at 199 stitches, and it's like, oh, this right here is like half of that. You know what I mean? It's just a huge difference with size, with working on the size 1.5 needles to the size 6s, I think is what I did with fingering weight. Huge differences. It's crazy. So I have to have good lighting with this because it's so tiny. I can't see the stitches too well. Right? Let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go. I got it focused in. But I can't see those stitches very well. It's just tiny. I'm feeling it, right? I'm just kind of going like this. And I'd like to work on it a lot more. Oh my gosh, I really would. You don't get much done fast. You don't get much done fast. This is so much right here. And I am loving this. I'm loving that lace. I'm loving the colors. And however big it gets, it's going to be just amazing. This is going to be that. Look at that. Look at that. Look. Or, I mean, we like those things in the hair, right? So I can whatever, right? Oh, that's kind of funny looking. We like the green things. I've done green things in my hair before. We've got the hats. We've got the other stuff. We like the green stuff, We can do the green stuff. But I'm loving this. Look at that. That's just here's the center spine. So we can see that lace going down on that. And this being it's just stretched out and everything, but that's a garter stitch, and it just, wow. When I'm stretching it like that, it almost looks to me, because it is so fine, it looks more like seed stitch. It's just so tiny. It is so tiny. And I've got, here we go. I've got speaking of, I do have this one here. This is the One Love Mystery Knit Along from Joji Locatelli. And you see this right here. This is just the field of garter stitch, and you can definitely see the definition of the stitches. And this is what I was talking about. Bigger needles, bigger yarn, right? And then this is also, that entire thing is a field of garter stitch. I mean, when you're looking at that, can we tell that that's garter stitch? It is so tiny. I'm having a difficulty actually seeing that. Are you? I don't know, but that's what I'm working on. And yeah, I'm really happy with both. Well, I'm happy with both of them. I'm definitely happy with making both of these. And it's kind of an interesting one. The Joji Locatelli shawl, such a comfort knit, so relaxed, so peaceful, just an absolute dream to work on. This one, as far as what I've gotten into so far, very simple. I have not gotten anything complicated. It's all the garter stitch. I just did a few rows of lace. Very, very complicated. The only reason I'm not describing it is oh my gosh, it's such a relaxing comfort piece, is it's on the miniature. That's why. It's if I were making it with the fingering weight like this on the bigger needles, I would be describing it the same exact way. Just such a comfort. I mean, that's all garter stitch. Just such a comfort knit. So relaxing, so enjoyable. You're just doing a few increases every other row. Got it. Just very, very easy, simplistic. You know, it's easy to see that you've got the center spine here, but being on that miniature scale, it just kind of ups the difficulty factor, kind of, or pay attention to factor, I guess it is. You know, you have to make sure your needle is actually in the little tiny circle for the stitch, right? And these are just bigger. It's just, everything's bigger. It's easier to deal with. It's easier to see. I don't know, maybe it's the eyes. I don't know. We all talk about that, different things as far as how much we can see and how much we can't see. And maybe I should sit underneath one of the lights. And I know hubby has, from his modeling, because he does like the miniature painting that I can't see. He'll bring it to me and he'll show me what he's doing. And I don't blame him, because he wants me to notice all the things that he does, the same as I want him to notice the things that I do. So I don't blame him at all. I just can't see it. I'm like, you're sitting under there. You got a magnifying glass and everything else to paint this, because these are tiny. And, you know, I'm like, I can't see it. And that's how I am with this, with just that field of the garter stitch. That's gorgeous. But I mean, that lace still pops. The lace is still there. You're going to see all the beauty and all the glory. You're going to see all those intentional holes, and they're going to line up and they're going to create something stunning. And let's see. Oh my gosh. Which fun lace do I get to start next once I finish those? Okay, so right now I have finished this part right here, and I'm on that garter stitch, that solid section after those holes right there. And then I'm going to be into this right here. And you can see the huge difference. I'm doing the mini version. So I might just have a neck scarf when it's done doing the mini version. But who knows how much this will block out too, because I will put this in water and let it relax and everything and kind of stretch it out. I'm not going to do a real hard block on it, but I will block it when it comes to that point. But that is a bridge I don't need to cross anytime soon. Right now, I'm just going to pet my pretty green yarn, and I'm just going to be happy that this is no longer just sitting on the shelf, waiting to be loved, waiting to be touched, waiting to be abused. Abused. I'm waiting to be used. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I'm not abusing my yarn. There's no abuse happening, and no abuse, but it's waiting to be used. And we have to remember that we have beautiful things and we're worth it. And whatever pattern that we pick, it'll be stunning, because we put our heart and our soul and our energy and our love into it, and we're making something and we're having a blast with it. Use the good stuff. Use the good stuff. And that is 100% why I am working with the yak yarn. That just sounds so exotic and fun and exciting. And it's just been sitting there, and I'm like, I'm wearing a yak, whatever it turns out to be. However it turns out to be, however big it turns out to be, it is going to be my beautiful yak headscarf or neckerchief or full shawl. I'm not really sure, but whatever it turns out to be, it's going to be stunning. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be, and I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.